Alright, so now we're moving on to cutting all this footage into something useful. So just going to go to the cutting tab. Actually, you might be able to get away with doing it in the media tab as well. So if I double click on this one, does it display here? Does that? Yep, that does different takes here. And then I can probably set my ins and outs. Yes, I can. So I will adjust those back to everything because I'm going to find it easier to do it on the cutting tab. So here you can see the whole list. I'm just going to go in here and clip name. Oh, it's just got start codes and end codes. I wanted in order. Well, yeah. Anyhow, I'll just leave it at that then. So 1.1. I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, I need to remove the clapperboard, the call for action.
And action.
There we are. So the first one is easy because it's really just establishing the scene. Now, I'm not too sure the best point to cut this here, so I'm going to just cut at her sitting down. And I've used two keyboard shortcuts, I and O, for in and out. Your start point and your end point. Now, I know there's a couple of other ways to do it, and hopefully I'll do it on the next one. So yeah, I might be able to grab this piece and slide it along. I personally find that a little ganky to work with, but that's because it's me. Now, in this case, starting to look at the performance, so I'm actually going to stop that here. And that sigh. That sigh is something I want to get, so... Oops, too soon. There. Or too late in this case. Get the sigh, get it to look up, and then watch the person go across, watch her sit down.
You took your time.
You took your time, and then cut it there. So here I've got the next piece, but that then brings me back to this first piece, strangely enough, where she sat down. I don't want her to sit down just yet, so backwards sound for a second, walking in, and go out. And so that way I'm establishing the scene, person walks in, sits down, and then someone goes, you took your time. Then, the next scene, after you took your time.
So what's the offer?
Nope, not there. Sits down.
So what's the offer?
That's the offer. I think that's the next part. We'll just stop there. And this might be a good point to go back to the classical. So what's your offer? Yeah, okay, that's part 4, but I'm doing part 3. Oh, sits down calmly. Well, hey, I missed that one. All right, so we'll go fix it. So... I play...
So what's the offer?
So what's the offer actually comes in the next thing, which is the close-up. And this is why you storyboard things out. I mean, this is, great for working out what you want to do.
So what's the offer?
So it's a completely different take with better audio. Hit play.
So what's the offer?
That'll do. I'm just giving a little bit of extra space on either side so I can decide how much of it I want to keep, so that if I want to vary the pacing a little bit, that it makes my life a little easier. Sometimes when the audio overlaps, it does make this process a bit difficult, but we'll go for this one now, and we'll just double check our shot list. 1.5 is Sarah writing. Whoops, click up there. All right, so opens the case. Now, maybe reaches for the case, set the endpoint, hit play, go to there. More, this is a longer take. Goes on a bit. La da 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 da. Alright. Goes, slides it across the table. You can tell I've watched this a lot of times. And about there, I think. We'll just leave it at that. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go through and basically set the ins and outs for each of these pieces of media. But you can see from what I've been doing, and you can work out the ins and outs on either one. You can do it here on this. There's meant to be a place where you can set them ins and outs on here, but maybe it's actually better done in here. So if we go to this one, I can then grab through the play.
So, what's the offer?
Slide something across the table. Goes out of focus, we don't want that. In point.
What is this, some kind of joke?
Take it or leave it.
Whoops, didn't want that.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I want to try and
Take it or leave it.
lose that extra bit. But as you can see, you can use both the media tab and the cut tab to cut your footage down to what you need. Source, that's the start, that's the end. That's set your mark in at all the way to here. So if I go to, say, here, I can move my mark out. So that's actually setting your 2 mark points. But I prefer e02 because it's a simple hand on the keyboard and you can do it while it's playing. So I'm going to cut the rest of this footage down to what I need. And in the next tab, the next part of this, what I'll do is I'll assemble that into an edit. So I'll catch you in a few minutes and we'll continue there.